Tonight on To The Point, people flocking to local feed stores as egg prices soar.
These are normally full of baby chickens for sale, but because of the recent demand, Western Feed and Pet Supply can't seem to keep them in stock for long.
Plus, President Trump raising tariffs on aluminum and steel, the everyday items this could impact.
Tracking sub-freezing temperatures overnight with freeze and frost warnings in effect, and then stormy weather ahead.
And later, how bomb-sniffing dogs are helping keep Folsom Dam safe.
One dog can search what 20 officers can't in 30 minutes.
Good evening. As always, thank you so much for joining us on To The Point. I'm Alex Bell. And tonight, egg prices are reaching new highs as bird flu creates supply shortages around the nation. More than 150 million poultry birds have now been killed in an attempt to stop this virus. And more grocery stores are enforcing limits on how many eggs you can buy. According to the USDA, white shell eggs increased to $7.34 per dozen just last week. And tonight, the rising cost of eggs now has more people in Sacramento raising their own chickens. ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen joins us in studio with how feed stores are having a hard time keeping up with demand.
Well, Alex, raising chickens was popular during the pandemic, and now we're seeing another spike with the recent bird flu cases. A local chicken supplier tells me he can't keep up with the rising demand and warns raising chickens is a long-term commitment and might not save you money.
No. Western Feed and Carmichael, how can I help you? I'm sorry, we're all out of chickens. We get them every Thursday.
The lights are on, the water is full, and the price is set. But the chickens are not here.
These are normally full of baby chickens for sale, but because of the recent demand, Western Feed and Pet Supply can't seem to keep them in stock for long.
It seems the bird flu and the egg, like the egg shortage, seems to have really affected. It seems like we're selling them a lot quicker.
Emmett Boyer says his Carmichael location gets about 175 baby chickens every Thursday. That would normally last the store through the week, but now they're selling out a lot quicker.
This was our first shipment and we sold them out by Sunday, so we sold them out in 2.5 days.
Boyer says the rising cost of eggs and supply limits with the ongoing bird flu has caused people to start raising their own chickens. But he warns this is not a way to save money.
It's going to probably be about the same. It's feed and everything, commodities, it's expensive, but it's probably about the same. The only good thing now is you can get them.
While a chicken can produce hundreds of eggs a year, one credit union estimates the cost of raising backyard chickens starts at nearly $600 a year. With 7 of her own chickens, Trelly Morris is thankful she has her own supply of eggs as costs continue to soar in stores.
So, we do get a little bit of a chuckle how everyone's like, oh, we can only buy 1 pack of eggs, and we share when we can.
Morris says she's careful to keep her chickens and their living area clean to lower any possibility of the bird flu impacting her flock. But in the end, she agrees the cost of raising them does not mean she's saving money on eggs.
It's probably the same cost, if not more. In the end, I think as the whole package, I wouldn't change a thing about them. I'd still have chickens.
And Jeannie's been following this for us, of course. Now, Jeannie, if people do want their own flock, like your husband, sorry to call you out, there are some rules that they do need to follow, right?
Don't get me started on that. But I did reach out to the county today to see if some of their rules had changed with the recent rise in bird cases, bird flu cases, but I haven't gotten a clear answer just yet. However, the county does allow for chickens for personal use with some exceptions, and people should have a minimum lot size of at least 10,000 square feet. Now, for more details, I've posted a link to the county's requirements on our website at abc10.com, Alex.
All right, Jeannie, as always, thank you so much. And it's not just the bird flu the CDC is watching tonight. Seasonal flu cases are also on the rise across the country. The CDC estimates at least 24 million cases of flu this season alone, 13,000 of those cases turning deadly. And in California, 10 of those deaths have been children. Now, data showing the rate of people seeking medical care for flu-like symptoms, from fever to cough and sore throat, is the highest that it's been since 2009, the 2009 swine flu outbreak. And California's flu activity for the first week of February was categorized as very high.
There's a lot of outpatient visits, emergency department visits, and then unfortunately some children being hospitalized with complications of influenza.
Dr. Dean Blumberg is a professor and chief of pediatric infectious diseases at UC Davis Health. He says a lot of the kids are getting sick right now, and it also might be just a good time for a routine vaccination. All right, let's turn now to the Trump administration's first 100 days. Tonight, there's been new challenges against the Trump administration's attempt to downsize the federal government. A federal judge just today pausing the resignation offer for thousands of federal employees. And it comes as the Trump administration today shut down their Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's headquarters in Washington, D.C. A federal judge in Boston keeping a temporary restraining order in place to pause the Trump administration from carrying out a plan created with Elon Musk to buy out thousands of federal employees. The administration offering government workers to resign with pay or risk being fired. More than 65,000 workers accepted the offer. And this is just one of many legal challenges the administration is facing as Trump attempts to shrink the federal government. Trump blasting the judges who've put a number of his plans on pause.
No judge should frankly be allowed to make that kind of a decision. It's a disgrace.
California Senator Adam Schiff writing on social media, quote, ignoring court decisions we don't like puts us on a dangerous path to lawlessness. The administration also shutting down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's headquarters in Washington, D.C. The government watchdog created by Congress after the 2008 financial crisis is meant to protect Americans from fraud and exploitation from banks and corporations. ABC News obtaining an email Russ Vought, the CFPB acting director and architect of Project 2025, sent to staff this morning saying not to perform any work tasks. The White House alleging the agency is, quote, long functioned as another woke and weaponized arm of the government. Senator Elizabeth Warren, who helped create the agency, slamming the administration, saying CFPB has helped return over $21 billion to consumers.
Trump campaigned on helping working people, but now that he's in charge, this is the payoff to the rich guys who invested in his campaign and who want to cheat families and not have anybody around to stop them.
Trump's executive order attempting to ban birthright citizenship has been blocked by another judge, this time in New Hampshire. A judge there also issuing a nationwide preliminary injunction against the order. New tariffs tonight could add to the cost of things like baseball bats, cans of soda, energy production, and construction. It comes as President Trump placed a new 25% tax on steel and aluminum imports. Canada is the largest supplier of steel to the U.S., followed by Brazil, Mexico, and South Korea. During Trump's first term, he imposed tariffs on steel imports from Mexico, Canada, and the European Union, who is now responding tonight to Trump's latest move.
The imposition of tariffs would be unlawful and economically counterproductive, especially given the deeply integrated production chains the EU and US established through transatlantic trade and investment.
The EU says it's prepared to respond to protect its interests. Trump has promised yet another set of retaliatory tariffs on all U.S. trading partners that levy tariffs on the U.S. And the penny could soon be history. President Trump has now directed the Treasury Department to stop minting new pennies, citing rising cost of production. According to the U.S. Mint, it costs almost 4 cents to produce 1 penny. There have been previous unsuccessful attempts to ditch the penny. However, the U.S. Code gives the Treasury Secretary the authority to mint and issue coins, quote, in amounts the Secretary decides are necessary to meet the needs of the United States. All right, coming up onto the point, a discovery made in a decades-old cold case tonight. What led Placer County detectives to some new answers?
I'm tracking frosty conditions for tonight. Freeze warning going into effect. How low will the temperatures go? And another storm on the way.
Plus, we have an inside look at Sacramento County Sheriff's Canine Detection Unit, how they're helping to keep Folsom Dam safe. All right, let's go ahead and bring in Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods, because you're tracking a weather impact alert, not only tonight, but also tomorrow, right?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's Monday. We're all trying to wrap our heads around, the new work week and everything.
Yes.
But tonight we're going to be concerned about those freezing temperatures. Freeze warning in effect. That'll start up tonight at 10 p.m., last all the way through 7 a.m. Just after sunrise is when we start to see these conditions warming, but sub-freezing temperatures expected, as well as the potential to harm people, pets, pipes, plants, so you need to protect protect that precious vegetation. Closer to the coast, we've got that frost advisory in effect until 9 a.m. Forecast lows dropping below 30 for some locations throughout the valley and the foothills. Teens for this year, and it's going to be a slow warm up through the day. Still staying below average. We've got the cloud cover just off the coast here. That's our next weather maker due in for Thursday, lasting through Friday. So kind of two sections of weather impacts this week. Tomorrow, we've got the cold morning temperatures. Then Thursday through Friday, rain and snow return, with our snow level actually rising to about 6,000 feet. But we're going to see windy weather along with some thunderstorms. The initial band of rain kind of slides its way southward here. It'll impact Southern California as well. Big bulk of the precipitation coming in on Thursday with a chance of thunderstorms and windy weather. Those snow showers are going to linger deep into our Friday, making for some hazardous travel through the Sierra before everything starts to clear out. Let's focus on those temperatures. Thursday, 30s up top for tomorrow, 40s and 50s down low after those frosty conditions in the morning. 50s for afternoon highs, but we got to get through those morning lows in the upper 20s to right around the low 30s for our Tuesday. 5-day regional forecast. You can see how the snow starts to pick up on Thursday, takes us all the way through Friday and early Saturday. Rain for the foothills and rain for the coast, with our weather impact alert days on Tuesday, followed by Thursday with the chance of rain, thunderstorms for Valentine's Day. Oh, plan accordingly. A few sprinkles hanging around and another chance for rain on Sunday.
All right, Monica, thank you. Next, on To the Point, a new discovery in a decades-old cold case, how Placer County detectives helped identify a missing mother. And the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department expanding their use of bomb-sniffing dogs, how they're working to keep Folsom Dam safe during construction. Tonight, after 3 long decades, the family of a missing Berkeley mother has some closure after her remains were officially identified. The Placer County Sheriff's Office calls the findings groundbreaking after the case was initially deemed a Jane Doe cold case. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias explains what it took to identify her.
Down this remote and quiet path of Yankee Jim's Road in Colfax is where the remains of a 21-year-old Berkeley mother were found off an embankment back in 1990.
Her name was Wendy Abrams Nishikai, and we know that the last time she was ever seen was on Halloween night, October 31st of 1989 in Berkeley. And so at that time, a missing persons case was opened with the Berkeley Police Department.
Elise Soviar with the Placer County Sheriff's Office says they searched for her until the case went cold. Then in February of 1990, her remains were located by target shooters in Colfax. Investigators tried to identify her, but she was classified as a Jane Doe. The case went unsolved until 2023 after the Placer County Sheriff's Office Cold Case Investigations team was formed, and they reopened the case, focusing on technology and forensic genealogy.
This was one of the cases that those investigators began looking into, and we did have some of those remains. We actually sent off some fingernails to the DOJ in Richmond, and so they ran for a DNA check, and they did get a hit back for a family match.
Then in January this year, Wendy Abrams Nishikai was officially identified after doing DNA comparisons with family members. We spoke to her older brother, Dale Abrams, over the phone on Monday. He says for decades, the family has lived with the absence of closure, and what that meant was suspended grief. But now they can at least start to begin the process of grieving, and it's a huge relief knowing where she is. Soviar says they are still investigating what exactly happened to the mother of one, and they're asking people to come forward if they know anything.
Identifying her is a huge step in moving toward now figuring out what happened and who is responsible. So it is believed that somebody killed her, and so now we are investigating and trying to determine who may be responsible for her death.
In Placer County, Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Former MLB player Daniel Serafini, who's accused of murdering his wife's parents during a home burglary back in 2021, appeared in Placer County Court today. Serafini's defense asked the judge to reconsider letting ABC 10 into the courtroom today, objecting to Serafini being filmed in an inmate jumpsuit rather than civilian clothes. They also claim the media presence would influence jury selection and getting a fair trial. The judge denied the objection, and the defense asked for a continuance. Serafini will be back in court on February 24th. A Tracy police officer has been arrested on suspicion of stalking, terrorist threats, and disorderly conduct. Stockton police say 53-year-old Steve Flores was arrested Saturday evening following a domestic-related call. It's unclear what exactly happened during the incident, and Tracy police say Flores worked as a school resource officer and has been placed on administrative leave. The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office says that they are expanding their K-9 team that searches for explosive devices. And it's part of a joint effort to increase security during construction at the Folsom Dam. Tonight, ABC 10's Devin Truby brings us a unique look at the unit.
A decommissioned military base is a playground for pups.
Hi, Reagan. Hi. Hi, buddy.
Meet Buster and Reagan, explosive detection canines with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, brought to McClellan Park to train to sniff out explosives.
We currently have 10 that work patrol in a patrol function. Those dogs are cross-trained for narcotics. We also have several dogs at the Folsom Dam. We have a total of 6 right now.
Good girl.
And we're looking to expand that to 10 within the next few months.
Yes.
They also run a separate team out of the Sacramento International Airport in partnership with the TSA. Captain Sean Hampton says there is a canine available 24/7.
These dogs that we have here today are primarily assigned to the Folsom Dam. We have a very large footprint out there as far as dam security, maintaining the critical infrastructure.
That's where this yellow lab, Reagan, and her handler, Deputy David Abdul, spend their day searching all the construction equipment and cars that go over the Folsom Dam.
Yes. Good girl. She can do 20, 30 cars a day, 40 cars a day, 50 cars a day. It kind of depends on her.
When they aren't working, they're training in scenarios like what you see here.
Sit. Go find it.
The canines must train 16 hours a month, and they have to recertify every single year with a handler outside the Sheriff's Department to make sure they're at the top of their game.
There are about 22 odors that she's able to detect in various combinations, not just single odors, but in combo odors.
In 2024, Reagan trained about 500 hours. It's why Buster, an English lab known for his high energy, is here too, training.
Here. Good boy, yeah. Go find it.
Running around the room, searching.
Where's that?
Then he sits. He's found it and looks over at Deputy Yanni Athens, tongue wagging, waiting.
Yes. Good boy.
Deputy Athens started with a patrol canine used to apprehend suspects for 3 years before being matched with Buster, based on their personalities.
Right when I met him, he immediately jumped on me and wanted me to pet him.
Buster and Reagan belong to the same Sacramento County Sheriff Canine team that's looking to expand from 6 to 10 dogs as construction at Folsom Dam is picking up.
I think that the people within the community, the people who live below the Folsom Dam, should have peace of mind knowing that the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office is there.
But the team also provides mutual aid, more dogs, more resources for the community at large.
We'll go anywhere they ask us to go. We've gone up to Butte County. We've gone up to Chico.
Reagan and Buster helped clear Florin High School in October after a bomb threat. Concert venues like Thunder Valley and Rolling Hills Casino. Political events like the vice presidential candidate Tim Walz's visit.
Within our jurisdiction, we have one of the 5th largest school districts in Northern California. And we're called there quite frequently, and also called to other venues within the community that has large gatherings or other schools that may have threats or perceived threats.
Captain Hampton said it's a needed resource in a post-9/11 world.
We have seen a slight uptick over the last several years.
The handlers say it's also one of the best resources for the community to have.
One dog can search, what 20 officers can't in 30 minutes, where it would take them 4 hours.
These deputies want you to know they learn from every incident, like the recent bombing at the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So they can better protect you.
The things going on right now directly impact how we operate as an explosive team. Seeing where even devices can be placed in vehicles or in front of buildings or certain containers definitely increases our training and experience level.
Their message to you in the community.
Just because the community doesn't see us doesn't mean we're not there.
Good job. Good boy.
Devin Truby, ABC 10.
The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office says the canines, including new additions, are funded by the Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency. The Sheriff's Department hopes this increase in canine staffing can happen in the next few months. And once the canine and the handler are partnered, they train for about 6 weeks together before being available for service. Stay with us. We're back after the short break. The Philadelphia Eagles are back home following their Super Bowl win in New Orleans yesterday. The Eagles defeated the Chiefs 40-22, securing their second Super Bowl win. The city of Philadelphia will hold their Super Bowl parade this Friday, the 14th. And preparations for the next Super Bowl are already underway. Super Bowl 60 will be held at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The host committee and San Jose mayor spent some time in New Orleans learning from the team there to see exactly what it'll take to bring the big game to California. They say that they are hoping for all parts of the Bay Area to be involved. Definitely something to look forward to. As always, thank you so much for watching and for inviting us into your home. I hope you had a great Monday. You already know if there's something that we should be looking into, please reach out to me and the team. You can always email us at to-the-point-ott-kxtv.com. Remember, strangers are just people we haven't got the chance to meet yet, so take the time to get to know someone. You can always stream us on the ABC 10 Plus 10 app. I'll see you later.